Hey gamers, I'm Foxfires, and today we're going to be playing the Snowball Arena in ArcheAge. It's their special arena just for Christmas, and you may have played it last year, or you may have played the arena that's really similar to it, the water gun arena, back during the summer. The gist of it is, keep moving and try not to get frozen by your opponent. Take the opportunities that you can. Alright, let's play this arena. Okay, so here are some tips and tricks for winning the Snowball Arena in ArcheAge. The first tip is pretty basic, but it's to understand the abilities and how to use them. You're only going to walk in there with just a small handful of abilities: Throw Snowball, Blizzard, Snow Bomb, and Teleportation. Throw Snowball, that's your main ability. You're just chucking snowballs at people, and accumulatively, over time, it will slow down your opponents more and more. And so this is really good for focus fire, because the more snowballs a person gets hit with, then the less able they are to be able to run away from Blizzard and Snow Bomb. And that brings us to Blizzard. This is kind of like a cone attack, but it's just right in front of you for several meters, and it does a substantial amount of damage. Snow Bomb, you get a targeting radius, and there's a pretty long range on this, and it will do like an AE deep freeze. So any opponents caught in that are going to be frozen solid, and so then you or another teammate can jump in with a blizzard and do a substantial amount of damage and hopefully kill them. Teleportation, of course, is really nice for being able to get out of those tight spots. After you use Blizzard or Snow Bomb yourself, the enemy opponent's teammates are going to be probably, on your heels and surrounding you because you yourself have stopped to, say, for example, do a blizzard. And so you've got to be mindful that, you don't get blizzarded yourself. So teleportation is great for being able to get out of those tight spots after you yourself have used one of those blizzards or snow bombs. And so that brings us to tip 2. To choose a buff based on your playstyle. You get to choose one of 3 buffs at the beginning of the arena. So Frozen Snowballs grants 2 stacks of chill to enemies hit by Throw Snowball, which reduces their move speed. Whirlwind Blizzard increases the damage by Blizzard by about 20%, and Expert Thrower reduces the mana cost and cooldown of Snow Bomb by 30%. And so all of these buffs are really good, and you'll get the most use based on your particular playstyle. And so that brings us to tip 3, which is to take these abilities and bind them to easily accessible buttons. And so normally you might have bound 1, 2, 3, 4 to various combinations, but given the fact that you only have just a few abilities, you might choose for the arena to rebind 1, 2, 3, 4 based on those easily accessible buttons. And this is not just the abilities to bind here, but also I would recommend binding the sign abilities. So the ability to mark opponents with a number 1 or a number 2, and this is fantastic for being able to help focus your team against a particular opponent for focus fire. And so that brings us to tip 4, which is to size up your opponents and mark them based on who you think your team is going to be able to focus fire down the best. So as you're going into the arena multiple times, you might find that you're playing the same players over and over again, and you start to notice who has a slower reaction time or who doesn't pay attention when someone sneaks up behind them. And so these might make really good candidate opponents to mark up for focus fire. Tip 5. At the start of the arena, don't worry about mana. You start off with a full mana bar, and so this is, maybe the one time guaranteed every arena that you're going to have lots of mana for those snow bombs and blizzards. Let your opponent throw a couple of snow bombs, be ready to dive out of the way, and then lead in with your own when you see an opportunity. But that leads us into tip 6, which is don't die with mana. So you can do so much with that mana, but if you hold on to it and then die, it's done no good. So especially if you see yourself getting lower on health and you're not sure how long you're going to survive, especially if you're getting slowed a lot, make sure you go ahead and use those snow bombs and use those blizzards. Tip 7. So the person that you are hitting snowballs with doesn't necessarily have to be the one that you end up keeping an eye on for a timely snow bomb or a blizzard. Tip 8. If someone is chasing you, then depending on how you're moving and they're moving, you might find that you can just about-face and slam them with a blizzard just right in their face. And that brings us into tip 9, which is about baiting. So once you get the feel for this arena, you'll start to notice that people are waiting for you to stop moving so that they can do a blizzard or a snow bomb on you. And oftentimes they might think, you know, this is a great opportunity. But if you're ready to immediately dive out of the way and hit them, then that is going to be great. If you can get them to lead in with a blizzard, then you dive out of the way, hit them right back with that blizzard. And you can really bait someone around the ice bubbles. So I'll talk a little bit more about those in a second, but these are great spots for if you pretend like you're going for one of these ice bubbles and someone sees you, then they'll be prepping to start that blizzard, and you break off and you just slam them right back. Okay, so tip 10, you can snow bomb the ice bubbles, or just in general be ready and mindful of people who are trying to get those ice bubbles. And so these are these little crystals that kind of sprout up from the ground and they give you buffs. The one with the green ornament over it is health and mana regen. So this is a full health bar, full mana bar, over 16 seconds or so. Very powerful, especially if you are low on mana or low on health. The one with the red ornament over it is increased damage, specifically blizzard damage, I think. And then there's one that gives you immunity to all slow effects for 20 seconds. And there may be another one that I'm forgetting off the top of my head, but so these buffs are all really nice. But people will go for these when they get slowed. And so if you're mindful of when and where the ice bubbles are popping up, you can keep an eye on who's going for them and chuck a snow bomb over there at them. And this brings us to a few bonus tips as well. And that is, if you yourself get slowed too much, you can go for one of the bubbles, but be very careful that you don't get baited or trapped into one of these, because people are probably going to be watching. And lastly, if you're playing on EU, be aware of lag spikes. It's a known issue that a lot of players are talking about on the forums. I'm not sure where Game Ago is with resolving the issue, but the lag spikes will definitely affect you in Arena. And if you're playing cross-region, like I am here in EU and I play on US, be aware that you're going to have a high ping, and so of course that makes the reaction time a lot worse. Now let's talk about the rewards. The rewards for doing the arena event: if you win, you get 3 Curious badges, 3 Mysterious Haram infusions, and 5 Snowball tokens. If you're defeated, you get 1 badge, 1 infusion, and 2 Snowball tokens. If you draw, you get the same rewards as a defeat. So that begs the question, well, what are the Snowball token rewards this year? As with previous events, there are several cosmetic items, and there's one item in particular that you might find of interest, and that's the Snowman table. It's 80 badges, and it reduces the sleep time by 33%. So that's really going to add up if you couple that with a high labor point bed, high labor point pajamas, and the plushie that lets you sleep twice. And if you start getting this on multiple alts, then as you can imagine, this is really going to add up in terms of labor and reducing your time to get that labor. And die. Oh, I should not have done that. Run! 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 I'm in trouble. Can I survive for a minute? Probably not. Probably not. I'm too slow. I am too slow. I need a line of sight, please. Oh, goodness. I need help. Team. Team. Die. Oh, you got that. I wanted that. I wanted that. No. 30 seconds. Can I survive? Oh, I'm too slow. Run. 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 Oh. Go, go, go. Yes, yes. Please, please, please. Oh, goodness. No, run, run. They're chasing me. 14 seconds. Can I survive? No! That's alright. That was my first death for that one. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, not bad. Not bad at all. That was pretty good. Hey gamers, I hope you had as much fun with this as I did. If so, be sure to like and subscribe and ring that notification bell, that way you know the next time I upload one of these. Also, check out my other ArcheAge videos, and have some happy holidays, you guys. As always, thanks for watching. I'm Foxfires, and this has been a fun Christmas snowball arena in ArcheAge. Nice. Oh, good, nice. Oh, whoa. What?